All right, welcome back to the Meaty 556 channel. I'm Colt. Welcome back, Girth Gang. I appreciate you guys comment, like, and subscribing. It really motivates me to keep these rolling, and it's a lot of fun to read what you guys have to say and read everybody's opinions and stuff. You know, haven't been getting much hate lately, which is very nice for me. But the Glock 43X video, if you haven't checked it out, the bare bones Glock 43X video has hit 30,000 views. So that's beyond my wildest dreams. It's the middle of November now, so just trying to keep this thing rolling, recording videos when I can, and just chatting about guns. So if you're new here, like, subscribe, comment. It's much appreciated. And today we're talking about a caliber of the past. Before we start, I'm going to show that all these weapons are clear here. This one doesn't have a magazine in it. Clear, safe and clear. All of these are mag out, safe and clear. I know somebody was commenting the other day about me holding guns like this. These are all clear. It's okay. The muzzle's not going to hurt you. No mag, clear. And mag's empty. No mag, clear. All right, cool. I do have some ammo here. It's not getting loaded. It's just going to be here to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. But today we're talking about the 25 ACP, also known as 25 Auto. This little caliber is kind of funny. So my wife and I were trying to find a pistol for her, and my mother shoots I think it's an easy 380. I think Smith and Wesson makes it, but she has arthritis real bad in her thumbs from riding horses and grooming horses and stuff. So it's hard for her to rack a slide, to grip it and rack a slide. So that gun has a really light slide, and it has like a tab on the slide or on the magazine to help load it. And if you're not afraid of recoil, it's very easy to operate that thing because it's so light and it moves so easily. And 380 is kind of it's a 9mm short essentially, and it's kind of one of those more manageable rounds. But my wife is super sensitive to recoil and super sensitive to loud muzzle flash and cracks of a pistol caliber. That loud boom, it scares her. And she wanted to carry, but she didn't want to carry a 380. She definitely didn't want to carry a 9. And I was trying to convince her to run a 22, and she shot a Glock 44 and didn't really like it. So I was like, all right, I'll look around and see what I can find. Well, I came across 25 caliber, and at the time I didn't really know much about them. I've heard of them. I've seen like the old Colt vest pocket pistols in 25 caliber that I always thought were pretty neat. I've handled a few of those, and I've seen the baby Browning once for sale in one of the local gun shops, but it was like $1,200. I was like, geez, I don't know if I'm gonna get into that racket of 25 auto. But I was in my friend's pawn shop the other day, and I came across this Lorcin, and I was like, that's kind of cute looking. It's got like a faux pearl handle on it, and chrome, you know. It's pretty easy to rack the slide, you know, there's not a lot to it. And one of my wife's requests was have a manual safety. And I saw the price tag on it, and it was under $90, which in the grand scheme of things I probably overpaid for, but it was my friend's shop, so I don't really care. But I got her a Lorcin pistol, and we took it to the range, and she loved it. Now this one's a little old, you know. This is from like it looks like a 70s gun, like a disco shooter or something like that. But I cleaned it up, firing pin drops, slide racks, the magazine feeds, and I took my wife to the range, and she shot it, and she was like, you know what, I can handle this. I can shoot with one of these. These aren't bad. The sights are atrocious on all of these. but she liked the 25 caliber. And probably one of the most grave mistakes I've made, to be honest with you, because like here, this is gonna be her carry ammo, this Hornady Custom 25 auto, and this is what they look like. Little tiny center fire rounds with a hollow point in there. Now, these are such low FPS. These are 900 FPS at the muzzle. So it's basically like a pellet gun. But so that I doubt that that's going to expand. But, you know, if she feels comfortable shooting this, I'm not going to push her into a 380 or a 9mm, because I would rather her feel more comfortable with this, with a 25 cal, than with a 380 that she's afraid of. So this thing, it ran okay. This Lorcin ran okay. And I knew that we were going to be able to go somewhere with this investment of 25 caliber. I bought a box of ammo from a local shop. It was $30 for a box of 50, so we're under $1 a round. You know, I spend more money on myself shooting than that. So, you know, I thought it was a fair trade-off. But this gun, it gave her a little bit of Glock bite. You know, they call it Glock bite, where the slide reciprocates and hits your knuckle because of the grip. And she didn't love that. So I strolled back into the pawn shop and I said, hey, do you have any more of those 25s? And lo and behold, they had 3 of them, but none of them worked. They had this old Phoenix Arms Raven in 25. They had this old Raven Arms 25. This is the model MP25. This is from California. This is from California. And they had this old girl. This is a RG Industries out of Miami, Florida. Old gal, you know, little 25 cal. None of them worked. And it's because they'd never been cleaned. And all the springs were shot. And so I had to do some research on the old YouTubes on how to take these bad boys apart. And a lot of them, all of them that I've come across, have a takedown button here. They come apart. And I was able to clean up the trigger mechanism, the firing pin, all the springs, all the cams and everything in here, and get them clean. And now this thing runs like a Singer sewing machine. I mean, this thing, and the trigger is not awful. You know, it's viable. So I got all 3 of these for under $50 because they didn't work. I just did the background checks on them, did my serial numbers on them, and got all 3 of these guns for under $50 for less than what I paid for the dang Lorcin who bit my wife's hand. So this is now her carry gun. She took her concealed weapons permit class with a friend of mine with this gun and shot 100% with it at 7 yards. Put them all in the bowling pin, all in the silhouette with 25 auto. That is pretty dang cool. So it's a 6+1. She doesn't carry one in the tube, so she only gets 6 rounds. Has a manual safety. This thing's nice and clean, nice and smooth now. Decent trigger pull. Decent reset. You know, not a super audible reset, but it works. And it has a manual safety and a short little mag, and she shoves the mag in there, doesn't rack it. And then if she needs it, good to go. Rack it, send it. So I looked up some of the ballistics on these, and there's actually a very funny article online. It was in some forum when I was digging, and it was talking about the ballistics of a 25, and it said, would you rather have a 25 caliber or a sharp stick? And the guy said, well, how long's the stick? Which I thought was very funny, because it's kind of true. But I taught my wife shot placement is critical with something like this. And these tiny little sight radiuses are so short that it's very hard to be very accurate with this. So I put up some 1-inch dots at 10 yards, and my wife was able to hit it over 60% of the time. So I know that if she can have well-placed shots on this, with this is going to be a viable option, and I'd rather have this than nothing. So she's comfortable with carrying this. She's comfortable with firing this. And to me, that is a win because she wanted to carry and she didn't want to carry something big and cumbersome and loud. So 25 auto, is it really dead? No, it's not. I don't think it is. I think it's still a caliber you can use. You can find ammo. That was like one of the big things that everybody said, oh, 25 auto, you can't find ammo. I walked into the gun shop and found ammo. I also ordered this online from Bud's Gun Shop for like $25, $30. And which these are hollow points. They're over $1 a round, but that's her carry ammo. But it's like, dude, you can find ammo. So that shouldn't be an excuse. If I was to recommend, if you were to find one of these, run it, make sure it cycles, make sure it fires. And if you can get these under $50 and get a good deal like I did, I'd say send it because they're a cool little pistol. And I have 4 of them. I wound up with 4 of them. And I think they're cool. 25 autos are not dead. I think they're pretty cool little guns. And if you got an old lady that doesn't like recoil, it's a good option.